Good morning, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Martin here back with another one. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button because right here, we talk boxing in a non-biased way. Make sure to like this video and drop a comment down below. If you know, I love engaging with you guys. I love talking boxing with all you guys. Let's talk boxing, right? So, I was thinking, y'all, I just read an article that Munguia wants David Benavidez next, which is no secret. We've been seeing David wants him, Munguia wants him, and so forth. But I'm not sure about that matchup. I started thinking about it. I also read another article that David Morel is also ready for Benavidez. Now, that's no secret either, just because we see that he's been calling him out, making videos calling him out, calling him all types of names. I think he insulted his whole family. He said that Jose Benavidez was a horrible actor, which has nothing to do with boxing, but everything to do with trying to make a fight happen, right? So I started thinking, y'all, David Morrell is getting a lot of attention for this. And I'm only bringing this to the light because a lot of fighters tend to go the route of calling a fighter out, of doing all this. Perhaps he's saying the right things that's, getting publicity on it. But why is it that they're giving this so much ground? Why is it that they're giving this so much attention? In my opinion, I believe that they're trying to build David Morrell up. Perhaps he ends up fighting David Benavidez next, because right now, to how the boxing public looks at fights, they would see Benavidez beating Morrell as a huge, huge thing. Think about it. A lot of y'all might even put David Benavidez pound for pound #1 for beating someone like David Morrell, just because he spoke the fight into existence, just because he's been jawing so much. Now, it crossed my mind. As of right now, you know what a good matchup is? Edgar Berlanga versus David Morrell Jr. In my opinion, that fight makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense if you think about it, right? I would say that Morrell's in the earlier part of his career than Berlanga. At the same time, all those first-round knockouts that Berlanga had, although he got to almost 20 fights, his resume is fairly new just because he has not gone the distance. He has not put rounds under. He has in his last 4 fights, right? But, I mean, he's looked fairly brand new because of those fights, right? In other words, we see it in the ring that it affected him in a bad way more than in a good way, more than in a positive way. So I'm thinking, why not Berlanga versus Morel? Why isn't that being talked about? I get it. They're on different sides of the street. I get all that, right? But putting that to the side, in my opinion, that would make for a good fight, because it'd be, I wouldn't call it a make it or break it, but it'd build up the next fighter. Because to talk about Berlanga Munguia, although I think Berlanga's skills would showcase better against someone like Munguia, who's right there to get hit. Munguia's a dog, and he's an experienced dog. Hasn't been in there with the best, but he got a lot more experience than Berlanga. That would be like a showstopper to Berlanga, in my opinion, right? Like, Eddie Hearn invested a lot into Berlanga, obviously, in hopes with making the Canelo fight down the line. But right now, you throw him in there with someone like Munguia. As it is, Berlanga's stock already fell. Again, I like Berlanga. But they built him up with reason, all them knockouts. He gained a good following. But you throw him in there with someone with Munguia, his stock is going to fall horribly, just because, I think Munguia gets him. And I don't think Munguia is the greatest boxer in the world either, but the guy is a dog and an experienced one. So a fight with David Morrell, I think, would be perfect for Edgar Berlanga, in my opinion, right? Morrell is still early in his career. He's not as experienced. If anything, those two would showcase good against one another, even though David Morrell, I was watching some of his highlights, and he doesn't fight in a traditional Cuban style. The guy likes to bang it out, and he's heavy-handed. You can see it. And he just has character to him, right? He has character. He could sell a fight by the looks of it. So I know they're on opposite sides of the street, but in my opinion, that would be a good fight to make. Edgar Berlanga versus David Morrell. You can make it in Florida. You can make it in New York. You could... I would watch it. Would you guys watch it? I'm assuming that you would. So I read another article, and I don't know how true this is, that Jamal Charlo said that he's not ready to fight at 168. We know he said that when he was talking FaceTime with Demetrius Andrade. We know he said it then, but dollar signs come in and you can make heavyweight, right? I mean, I don't know how recent that is. I'm going to do more research on it. So those are the topics I wanted to cover right now. And pretty much the topics, y'all, for us to discuss them. So let me know what you guys think about why not Berlanga versus Morel. And do y'all think that Munguia is the best option for David Benavidez next? In my opinion, I don't think he's fought in 168, so I'm not going to call it a cherry pick. I'm not going to do that. I'm just saying you're throwing somewhat of a name at David Benavidez, who's, in my opinion, at a higher level than Munguia. He's a lot bigger than him. He's fought bigger guys the whole time. He's been in there with better opposition, and not by much. Caleb Plant is the best fighter that David Benavidez has fought. But I don't know. I feel like there's other fights that could be made unless it's simply to build up the fight even more with a possible showdown with Canelo in May. So let me know what y'all think. Remember to hit that subscribe button. Let's talk boxing. God bless y'all. Peace.